Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Condemnation continues to pour in after Sudbury's recent visit from a white nationalist group.
Addiction can happen to anyone, no matter your race, your color.
The group was using an opioid memorial for a promotional video. Plus, thousands working with special needs walk off the job.
These are the kids that everybody forgets about in their budget.
They're striking for more funding and better wages. And building better relationships between horse and human.
They will put their hearts out for you.
We'll have more on a new filmmaking initiative dubbed Project New Start.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight with an update on fallen officer and Dufferin OPP Constable Tarun Bali, who was killed while on duty in Northern Ontario. Bali will be laid to rest this week. A police funeral will be held in Mississauga on Thursday. The service will be attended by Bali's family and members of the OPP, as well as other first responders and dignitaries. It will not be open to the public. Bali died after being hit by a vehicle on Tuesday in Hearst while searching for a man who escaped from a hospital. The 29-year-old had been serving with the provincial police for 2.5 years. One person is in hospital after a stabbing on Cedar Street in Sudbury. Police were called to Cedar and Yonge Streets Sunday afternoon, where they found a 33-year-old man with multiple stab wounds. He was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect fled the scene before police could arrive.
So this is believed to be a targeted incident. Images of the suspect have been released. A description is based on the images, so height, weight, and ethnicity are unconfirmed at this time. So we're really just asking people to look at the image in order to provide information as to the identity of the individual. We don't want to bias anybody who may know who the person is.
Police are not sure if the suspect and the victim are known to each other. They're asking anyone with information to contact police or Crime Stoppers. The city of Sudbury is mourning the loss of one of its emergency service dispatchers.
Douglas All units calling Glen Saunier 7660.
The city's emergency services held a tribute for Glen Saunier Saturday. He was a 33-year veteran with the city's emergency communications. Saunier received the On-Duty Difference Maker Civilian Police Employee Award in 2023 from the Police Association of Ontario. In a social media post from the Greater Sudbury Police, they said being a dispatcher wasn't just what he did, but was who he was. And a procession was held yesterday to honor Toronto Police Constable Mark Pinizzato. He died in hospital after being shot while executing a search warrant in North York on Thursday. A motorcade escorted his body from the Chief Coroner's office to a funeral home in Thornhill. Details for his funeral have not been announced. An Alberta driver is facing charges after police stopped their vehicle and found 2 children unbuckled in the back. According to the OPP, officers stopped the vehicle on Highway 17 in the area of Algoma Mills late last week. The driver was stopped for speeding, but the officer saw 2 children not properly strapped in. One child was sitting on the floor. Proper child restraints had to be obtained before the vehicle was permitted to continue. A 33-year-old is facing charges. Sudbury's mayor and others are condemning a recent visit and message from a white nationalist group that used a local opioid memorial for a promotional video. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
Denise Sandel walks through the more than 250 white crosses in downtown Sudbury. Each one represents someone claimed by the opioid crisis. So she's disturbed the memorial was exploited.
Not about anything other than love. I started the crosses to bring awareness to the opioid crisis because people were dying, including my own son.
Recently, this site was used by Second Sons Canada to shoot part of a promotional video. According to the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, Second Sons Canada is a far-right white supremacist group for men that encourages members into political activism. But Sandel says addiction doesn't discriminate.
Addiction can happen to anyone, no matter your race, your color, your income level, your political beliefs. So I don't believe there's any any place here for any kind of hate.
The mayor of Greater Sudbury agrees. He issued a statement this weekend saying exactly the same thing. He says using the opioid crisis to spread division dishonors those who've died and those who continue to struggle.
It affects everybody. It doesn't matter where you're from and who you are. It affects all families and all people. So I thought it was important that we reiterate that in Greater Sudbury, we're certainly supportive of each other, and this is a crisis that will go through together and help each other out.
Lefebvre also emphasized that Sudbury is and will remain a welcoming community.
Certainly built with waves and waves of immigrant families and communities that have come over since the beginning, not in the last decade, since the creation of Greater Sudbury. That's how we were built, together.
Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
During today's Operations Committee meeting in Sudbury, the 2025 waste composition study results were unveiled, and it shows more people need to use the Green Cart program. Last October, samples from residential and non-residential sources were sorted into 7 key waste stream categories. Within a year, it was determined that there was a 50% missed diversion opportunity with items that could have gone into the Green Cart or Blue Box. Officials say the Green Cart provides the largest opportunity to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and extend the lifespan of the landfills.
We know that our city landfills are going to be full in approximately 25 years. You saw on the one graph the capacity remaining, and you saw the very little capacity left in Hanmer and Azilda. Those 2 sites will be closing first. Then everything will have to go to Sudbury. In order to replace a landfill site, it takes 10 to 15 years, and that's if the ministry gives you the approvals.
Brownlee says the cost of a new landfill is approximately $200 million, while an incinerator would cost $450 million. In Timmins, the event space at Hollinger Park is getting some upgrades. These photos came from a social media post from the city today. The grindings removed from roads during grind and paves was used to create the hard packed surface. Sod is being put in next in front of the grandstands. You can also see the new multi-use path around the outer edge, which cyclists will be able to use this summer and can be used by snowmobilers this winter. 4,000 workers dedicated to helping those with special needs have walked off the job, fighting for more funding and better wages. It's left several people displaced or unsupported. CTV Siobhan Morris takes a look at the impacts.
They told Owen.
Owen has been writing a lot of letters the last 3 weeks, pleading with his brother to go home.
Pretty depressed about the whole thing. And we've tried to explain it, but we can't.
Trying to explain that his group home for adults with developmental disabilities is closed. The community service workers who staff it are on strike, leaving Owen and his peers unmoored.
Because he's connected to his room, his records, he's connected to his friends, his routines, like a Friday dance.
About 4,000 workers represented by OPSU are on picket lines across Ontario, pushing for more funding and a wage catch-up after Bill 124, which limited pay increases. It was ultimately deemed unconstitutional. Parents of kids with autism are struggling to make alternative arrangements.
He told me, he cried. He said, I want to go back to school. I don't like stay home.
The work stoppage is affecting 22 workplaces, including schools and therapy centers.
These are the kids that everybody forgets about in their budget.
There is an option for some online learning, but it's not enough.
It's the emotional support, it's the social piece. You can't really just kind of hire a babysitter for kids like ours when unexpected things happen.
It's like a rug was pulled under our feet.
Annie Fayez says her 14-year-old son Zane has made incredible progress over the last year with fewer outbursts. Progress she fears is slipping away.
He's also very anxious, so I might have to ask my doctors, his pediatrician, to increase his anxiety medicine. He's not doing great, and I'm really very worried about regression.
All the family members affected by strikes say what they want is for the union and employers to really talk. Susan Cosgrove acknowledges there is a lot of passion in both camps.
Both sides really feel like they're fighting for what is best for our kids, but the people who are losing out are the kids.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Evacuees from the Tonkamee First Nation have started returning home. As of 10 this morning, residents have been allowed back to the First Nation while the wildfire Timmins 9 continues to burn nearby. Cooler, wet weather has helped crews to hold the fire at just over 3,100 hectares. The fire has been burning since May 31st and is now considered being held and contained. Meanwhile, firefighters from across the North Shore are just wrapping up an intensive 2-day training seminar on wildland fire training. Hosted by the Elliott Lake Fire Department, the training involved protecting structures from wildfires. It's being presented by the International Association of Firefighters. It also comes at a time where wildland fires are a growing threat to communities across Northern Ontario.
Yes, Elliott Lake is in the wilderness and we are surrounded by trees. Now, we don't quite have the trees that you would have, say, in Fort McMurray and northern Alberta with the, the black spruce and stuff like that. We have a lot of hardwood here, which kind of helps us out a bit.
Thomas says it's always best to be prepared in the event of an emergency. The training involved 10 one-hour online modules, a day of classroom instruction, and a day of hands-on field training in Elliott Lake. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Tony will have our full weather forecast. For now, a look at the current conditions, and it is cool in some areas. It is cooler than average, except for Kapuskasing. We're seeing some storm or rain activity move off Lake Superior into Wawa, Chapleau, and Sault Ste. Marie. 13 in Parry Sound, 14 in Timiskaming Shores, 12 in Timmins. We'll have an update after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather, and we are going to start with our forecast radar. Overcast this evening, some showers, and a risk of thunderstorms tomorrow. So as we hit the clicker tomorrow morning, well, you see pockets of activity, especially in through Sudbury, some shower activity. And depending upon where you live in our broadcast region, here are thunderstorms, heavy rain in through Timiskaming Shores and also in through Chapleau. That's that orange kind of reddish color. Then we start to get some clearing on Wednesday, so not all that bad out there. Let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast, starting with Sudbury Nickelbelt tomorrow. Well, sun, cloud, rain, and of course a risk of thunderstorms. Coming in at 22 degrees. It gets a little cooler on Wednesday, but again, the rain persists right into Saturday. Sunday, Father's Day, looks pretty good, below seasonal temperatures, mind you. And look at Monday, a mix of sun and cloud. As we head on over to Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, sun, cloud, showers, and a risk of thunderstorms. The temperature is below seasonal, and Thursday it drops to 16, then starts to tick up a little bit. Saturday, a little bit more clearing. Same goes for Father's Day on Sunday. And Monday, sun and cloud, 18, just a couple of degrees below normal. In through Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, it's going to be a gray day, to say the least. A risk of thunderstorms, 17 degrees. Temperature improves on Wednesday. We start to get a little clearing, then back to the clouds, showers, and then the temperature starts to drop a little bit on Saturday. 16 degrees. Father's Day at this juncture looks nice. Monday, sun cloud, almost spot on temperature wise. For Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, risk of thunderstorms, some clearing though. Then Wednesday, another system rolls in, back to the clouds, shower activity, and it's going to be rainy until Sunday. Isn't that nice for all you dads out there? 20 degrees is your daytime high. Monday, sun and cloud, and 21. And finally, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. Tomorrow, well, a risk of thunderstorms. We're starting to get a little clearing. Then after that, expect more cloud cover. Again, unsettled weather continues in through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be a soggy Saturday too. 60% chance of showers. And then on Sunday, we get clearing just in time for Father's Day. And on Monday, a mix of sun and cloud, 19 degrees, when it should be about 23 degrees this time of year in North Bay. Ian, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Tony. An affordable place to live is top of mind for many, becoming a reality today in Muskoka, where dozens of new homes are opening. But as CTV's Rob Cooper tells us, the majority of low-income units are already spoken for.
This is indeed a day to be proud of.
Dignitaries and local leaders gather outside Muskoka's newest affordable housing project in Bracebridge. A total of 44 new units were built at 100 Pine Street, and the District of Muskoka Chair says this project will help lead the move to create much more needed affordable housing in the area.
This is the largest and first major social housing building for the district in decades. We have plans to do larger projects as we move forwards. This is a model, and we're already using this building to look at other sites around Muskoka.
With a wait list in the hundreds for this one building, the demand is only increasing. The 4-story building has been funded by the federal, provincial, district, and municipal governments. Location is key for the many seniors that will live here. The mayor of Bracebridge says his community is working on an even bigger affordable housing project.
This is going to be a springboard for us as we move into our arena lands in Bracebridge and James Street. I know the district is going to be a partner in that as well. We'll see a similar build, but much more intense in terms of density. We're looking at least 100 units for there.
This is a fully accessible, 100% barrier-free unit. We do have roll-in showers in the washroom.
The need for affordable housing is being felt across the country, large and small communities trying to catch up. Parry Sound Muskoka MPP Graydon Smith says affordable housing will not be rectified overnight.
There is no one project that's going to solve everything. There is no one thing that's going to solve housing challenges. But what we do is attack it one project at a time.
Now, the 44 new affordable housing units here at 100 Pine Street range in cost from anywhere from $400 to $1,100 a month. I'm told the building is now at 98% full. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Bracebridge.
New research suggests the drinks you use to swallow medication may be more important than many people realize. Researchers in Hungary found that some alkaline or mineral-rich bottled waters can weaken the protective coating on some pills, causing medications to release too early and potentially reducing their effectiveness. The study says drugs designed to dissolve in the intestines include some anti-reflux and anti-inflammatory medications that are typically formulated to be taken with regular tap water. Researchers are now calling for clearer guidance on which liquids are safest to use with oral medication. A Northern Ontario horse owner and equestrian is aiming to rebuild relationships between horses and humans. She's kickstarting a 1-year healing horsemanship and filmmaking initiative called Project New Start. CTV's Eric Tasker tells us more.
Growing up with horses, Paige Lockton has spent her life studying the relationship between humans and these majestic mammals.
They will put their hearts out for you.
When she was only 22 years old, Lockton was on reserve for the 1992 Olympics in Spain and was on the Canadian equestrian team and rode internationally.
We don't need to test them so hard. It's time to give back. And what I've learned is that you don't have to sit on them or take something from them to have an amazing experience.
Now living with stage 4 breast cancer, Lockton wants to inspire changes in the equine industry. She's launching Project New Start, a documentary called Begin and Begin Again. It's not just a story about horses, but also touches on trauma, healing, and what becomes possible when we rethink our relationship to these gentle giants.
I'm going to highlight how they can fit positive reinforcement into this world that horses live in under that sort of pressure and release contract.
Her filmmaking initiative will unite retired horse racers, young women, and community partners, paired with a new model of horsemanship rooted in horse welfare, compassion, second chances, and nervous system awareness.
I guarantee at the end of it, these girls will be riding around here bareback with a rope around their neck, with the horses enjoying everything they do.
The documentary will reflect on the way horses are trained. Some common training practices rely on dominance. Lockton says those kinds of interactions are simply outdated.
The animals have choice and freedom instead of the world we operate on, which is pressure and release.
While she admits it's somewhat controversial, she's advocating for consent-based horsemanship, where no one rides until the animal is comfortable.
While we debunk theories we believed were true and applied them to horses,
it's a relationship with these animals based on consent that motivates Lockton to repay with her time and energy. Eric Tashner, CTV News. Calendar.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A Spain shocker, and Canada gets set for its next match on the FIFA World Stage. An absolute stunner at the World Cup in Atlanta. The tiny island of Cabo Verde shocked the world today with a 0-0 draw with Spain.
There's one section of blue in this stadium.
That's it. That is it. Cabo Verde with a result of a lifetime.
Spain is ranked 3rd in the world. Cabo Verde 64th. Team Canada, meantime, is back on the training ground in Vancouver today as preparations continue for the team's next World Cup match. Canada will be back in action Thursday at BC Place facing Qatar after opening the World Cup with a 1-1 draw against Bosnia and Herzegovina in Toronto. Qatar also drew its opener against Switzerland, leaving all 4 teams in Group B level after the first round. All eyes remain on Team Canada captain Alphonso Davies, who missed the first match while recovering from a hamstring injury. People living in remote communities across Northern Ontario are able to stay local while receiving important eye care. It's all thanks to Vision Loss Rehabilitation Canada's traveling eye van. And this morning, the organization recognized a local contributor who helps make this service possible. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Vision Loss Rehabilitation Canada is showing its appreciation to Manitoulin Transport for decades of support.
It was just kind of in our DNA to keep working with the I-Van for how many years, like 40 years, and supporting it wherever they are in the province, whatever the awful weather that they bump into, whatever kind of breakdowns they might have, for kind of their little lifeline. And for us, it's just another tractor trailer on the road. For them, it's vital.
Really very strongly in how they can contribute what they have, what their expertise is, to support programs that make a difference to people in Northern Ontario, because they're based in Northern Ontario and they really believe in ensuring that people in Northern Ontario have access to the best services and programs possible for them.
The I-Van is a mobile clinic that has been around for over 50 years and services remote Northern Ontario communities who may not have access to local eye care.
The one phenomenal thing about this program is that it takes a community, and a community of healthcare professionals, a community of volunteers, a community of people in the profession that recognize the importance of healthcare to all people.
Every year, the I-Van serves around 4,000 community members from April to October, reducing the need to travel to Southern Ontario for this type of care.
Strange things about eyes is once you damage the retina or the optic nerve, you really can't fix it. You can perhaps stop it from getting worse. But if we see patients that have glaucoma, for example, we can arrest how far they've gone, but we can't give them back the vision they've lost. So being able to see them every year and check them enables us to prevent people who would otherwise lose their vision.
Officials with Manitoulin Transport say the partnership is very important to them and that they will continue to honor what their grandfather began decades ago for years to come. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Students from Cambrian College in Sudbury earned themselves a second-place finish in what's being called a hackathon event in Ottawa. The event focuses on verifying the Canadian content of the supply chain for the Department of Defense. The team finished in second spot and were the only college students in their competition. Congratulations. Yeah, that's out of order. Sounds like they've got a lot of things to do. Well, we are just days away from one of the biggest summer events in this season of the social season in Sault Ste. Marie. This year's Queen Street Cruise kicks off Friday night and runs throughout the weekend with a lot of things planned. The classic auto show that showcases vintage cars, trucks, muscle cars, anything on 4 and 2 wheels draws people from all around the region. This year will also be bittersweet. It's the first year without founder and chair Gary Trembinski Sr.
We're doing a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are planned. I have my dad's face on the poster this year. He's on the front of the program. He's on the T-shirts. The car community is, they're very tight knit. Again, like we want to make it as inclusive of a show as possible.
Sounds like they got a lot of things planned. The Queen Street Cruise gets underway Friday and runs all weekend long. Some amazing help in French River, a generous donation to the food bank recently. Casse Alliance Noelville donating $5,000 and also hosted a free barbecue for the community. Lots of smiling faces and a big donation for a small town group that does a lot. A beautiful day for all involved. Finally for us tonight, Jeremy Tessier, an environmental technology student from Kirkland Lake, began his summer employment with the MNR last week. And what a start it was. His team was called to investigate an animal rescue, and when they arrived, they found a 5-day-old moose calf quietly laying beside a rural mailbox by the road. It was determined the calf was abandoned, so they decided to take him to a wild animal rescue shelter in Huntsville. The moose has since been placed with 3 other calves and is doing well. Way to go on the special rescue, Jeremy, and good luck with the schooling. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.